Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ryuk, and welcome back to Yo Invite. Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ryuk, and welcome back to Yo Invite, the podcast where we bring together your favorite geeks, gamers, and goofballs to talk about all the things that are pushing our culture forward. I am excited to be back. I'm excited to have my co-host with me. We have some exciting news for this week. Clearly, as you can tell, Ruben has moved. He now lives in his own lair, as you can see. Quite an upgrade, if I may. You went from having one monitor to having several. And I find that fascinating. But, of course, like I said, this is Yo Invite. I couldn't do this podcast without my lovely co-host. Give it up for the one, the only, the true, a lot of pun. Yeah! 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 What's going on, man? How's your week been?
Not too bad. I have 16 monitors now. I'd like to have my setup rated by the community. I think it's all right. People might not be with the teal green look that I got going on, but it was the only color that they had. So I took what I got. Also, I never leave my house now. But it's good to be back.
Where'd you go?
I can't disclose that information.
To get your monitors?
No, I can't. No, can't even disclose that. They'd find me. I mean, nothing would happen. Yep.
Well, glad to have you back. Glad to be back on the podcast so we can talk about all the things this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If you are interested in hearing about more geek and gamer news of all types, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Yo Invite on Instagram, at Yo Invite on Twitter, at Yo Invite on YouTube. And sometimes we use Twitch. Sometimes we might not. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes maybe not. We might use Twitch, but just as a safety option, as a backup, make sure to go ahead and look up Yo Invite on Twitch and follow just to be safe. And make sure to always comment, leave a like, share with at least 2 friends, because every little thing you do helps push our community in a very big way. Now, with all that being said, Ruben!
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Well, with all that being said, I think it's time to get this podcast started. Folks, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am, of course, your lovely co-host, one of the two. My name is Ryuk, and this is your Yo Invite News of the Week. Ha. Of course, news. Where would Yo Invite be without the news? Not very far without the news. But we have some news for you this week. We're going to have a deep dive into, just to cover the bases so you can know what you're expecting from this week's show. We have a little information about the Mandalorian, if you will, season 3 to be precise. We have some information about some esports that are coming up, or what is the future of esports, shall I say. And we also have some insight on the latest Call of Duty release, that is Modern Warfare 2, and we're gonna get into all that. And I guess I can kick things off with The Mandalorian Season 3. So, Mandalorian Season 3, back in September 10th, on September 10th of 2022, we got a teaser look at the new Season 3, coming to Disney Plus of The Mandalorian. In this trailer, we once again see Mando, and we see Goru, if I am hopefully pronouncing that right. Once again, traveling the galaxy, doing what it do, as father and son figures might be. The trailer gives us like quick flashes of their adventures throughout the intergalactic galaxy and all that good stuff. And if you didn't know, the second season kind of left off a little more intense, with Mando actually removing his helmet. Now, for those of you who may not be aware of Star Wars lore, in The Mandalorian or in Star Wars lore, Mandalorians are not allowed to remove their helmets. It's actually one of the sacred rules. Once you remove your helmet, you are considered not to be, or risking not being a Mandalorian anymore. That's what happens, and our Mando actually gets exiled or expelled from the Mandalorian tribe. However, in the trailer, I did see a lot of flashes of the tribe dropping in, fighting, using their jetpacks. So I'm hoping that's either a rescue mission of some type, or even some redemption arc in some sort of way, hopefully possible. And of course, it's The Mandalorian, so what would this show be without the continuation of the Dark Saber saga, if you will call it? And yeah, it looks fire. I'm kind of excited. I have told myself I should actually watch more Mandalorian after watching this trailer, because it did look really well. I'm glad to see Disney putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to Star Wars. And with all that being said, I want to let you know that we can expect to see more bounty hunters, more space battles, and more intergalactic warfare in a galaxy far, far away on March 1st of 2023. So we'll kick the new year off strong. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Ruben to fill in more information on the question, what's going on with esports and where does it take off from here? Ruben, it's on you.
Hello, it's me, Ruben. No, so anyways, yeah, so this week, me and my wonderful co-host, we were thinking of some stuff to talk about for this week's podcast, and we kind of focus on the question of esports in general and kind of where the industry is kind of going, maybe some general news about esports in general, but maybe more of an overarching question of like, where do we see esports going maybe a little bit more in the future. Now, in general, esports news, just some things that I kind of picked up because, as you know, esports or electronic sports, for those that don't know, is basically for all of the gamers of the world. Basically, it was, I forgot exactly when they qualified it as a term that made gaming a legitimate sport because of the time and preparation it took for players to become professionals and like make money off of tournaments and things like that when they officially made the esports designation. But now in the world, esports is a big part of the sporting genre, and we see hundreds, thousands of pros and teams from all around the world competing in these games that we know and love for money, which is, I mean, for people that usually don't do sports outside, a really cool thing because it provides more inclusivity to the industry. So, some general news from esports before I kind of we'll dive a little bit into the question of where we think esports is going probably a little later, but in just general esports news, apparently a really big thing that I saw, Call of Duty League 2023, that whole season, is going to be streamed exclusively on Twitch, which was some interesting information for me. Because this will be the first season that they split away from YouTube since 2020, following that expiration of the lucrative broadcast deal originally signed between Blizzard and YouTube. As you know, over the last couple of years, Activision Blizzard has had a little bit of issues internally. And this move by itself can be considered controversial, given the difficulties that Twitch has had also in the past year or so. But there's no going back. And so Call of Duty League will be streamed exclusively on Twitch for anybody looking for competitive Call of Duty League for next year, 2023. You'll see it on there. Other than that, some other stuff for League of Legends. We have Bwipo, one of professional Gabriel Bwipo Rao from Team Liquid is apparently going to be taking a break from pro play and focusing on content creation. He'll still be under the Team Liquid brand, but they're going to have to make obviously a swap and a roster trade. Well, they're going to have to make swaps for him now that he's going to be out to focus on some other projects, more personal projects. And I guess one more thing that I guess I can mention. There's apparently some Valorant, some potential Valorant Xbox release dates when Valorant, the popular SPS 5v5 multiplayer SPS game, will be coming out on the Xbox. And so the date, as it is right now, from what I can read, let's see. The earliest possible release based on the rumors was Q3 of 2022, if things went according to plan. Obviously, it has already passed Q3 of 2022 already. So I don't think it'll come out anytime soon for those that are looking forward to it. But that's just some general news on that, just in case anybody was kind of interested in anything Valorant for the Xbox if you don't have it on PC or PlayStation. That's just some general stuff right now. A lot of the stuff that I also saw, and we can kind of get into this a little bit later, is I guess it's the industry of like esports betting and like how to bet on games and things like that. Because obviously, just like in regular sports, in esports, you're allowed to bet on games and certain practices and stuff like that. I just find it really interesting, the similarities and maybe even some of the differences that you might be able to see between betting on sports and betting on esports. But we could talk about that a little bit later. Before that, I think that there's a little bit more to say about Modern Warfare 2, I believe. So I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, and even before that, Ruben, if I may, there's something to say before Modern Warfare 2. We really got to shout out the chat tonight for holding it down, because we have a lot of people in the chat coming through talking about that we're their favorite podcast, really showing some love on the YouTube side of Yo Invite. So really appreciate you all for coming. We will all, we'll get to the comments soon, but we really want to push out the news so we can all talk to each other as a community from now on. So keep the chat rolling, make sure to talk to each other, make sure to keep each other entertained while we keep you all entertained, to really get your comments read and really get your stuff said when the time comes. Shout out to the 7 people now in here. Make sure to show some love, share, maybe post on your Instagram story, maybe post on your Twitter, I don't know, but yeah. Every little thing you do helps us in a big way, like I always say. All right, cool. Keeping it pushing. Yes, Modern Warfare 2, to be precise. So, Infinity Ward, their long-awaited, highly anticipated sequel to the Modern Warfare reboot, Modern Warfare 2, was released on October 28th of 2022. So, the game has been looked at by many as being the second coming of the original Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. Now, before I give you a full dive into the whole reboot, like a Christmas noob who's excited to do a dolphin dive for the first time, I want to let you all know that I'm currently playing this game on the PlayStation 4. So, I am experiencing lag. I am experiencing glitches. It is taking a while for things to render in, and my experience has been decent. So, if you do have a next-gen console, or you're perhaps playing on PC, you might have a better time than me. Now, with that being said, let's continue. Now, my current stats for the game are as follows. I have 13 hours played with 44 minutes following. Playtime, 95 games played altogether. A KD of 0.93. and a 1.0 win to loss ratio. Look, I know my KD's on the 0.9 side, but I'll get it to the 1.0 soon. Just don't judge me, okay? I have a lot of things to do. I can't be playing video games all day, all right? Now, we're going to break this review down into 3 parts, so stick with me, all right? First things first, we're going to do the multiplayer. So far with the multiplayer, it's alright. You could still expect the same thing from any Call of Duty title, you know what I'm saying? Unlocking camos, campers in the corner, the occasional gangster on the mic who's playing Young Thug and complaining about people sniping, because that's not what they do in real life. And of course, where would any Call of Duty be without the squeaker in the lobby who's talking to everybody about the latest glitch that they found on YouTube? But that's safe to say that the full Call of Duty experience is still there then, right? That's what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about. If I may allow me to break down some things, okay? So I'm going to break down some pros and some cons so far about what I see from the multiplayer experience. So follow me as follows. First things first, pros. Gun customization. What I mean by gun customization, I mean the camos. The camos look super sick, and it is not hard to get gold in this Call of Duty at all. Trust me, it's really easy if you actually put some time and effort into it. The battle pass is an interesting way to do the battle pass. It's some sort of tree that you get to select what tiers you want to follow and then what you want to unlock after, and it doesn't force you to have to sit there and go through level to level to unlock things that you might not want. You want a gun customization, go ahead and follow that tree. You want a character, go ahead and follow that tree. The choice is yours, and of course you will have to pay for it. It is a battle pass, but there are a lot of cool free things that you get. Also, the executions in this game, they're hilarious. I never thought that seeing Messi in a Modern Warfare 2 game would be so funny, considering that he just flips in the air and kicks you in the head like nobody's business. Never thought I'd see it, never thought I wanted it, but I need more of it. Next, third-person game. Third-person game modes are back. So third-person game modes were really important or unnoticed thing for some people in Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, but they are back in full swing. They come in waves, and I think if you've never experienced them, go ahead and try them. Leveling up and XP is super fast, and there's lots of ways to get double XP tokens. Also, kill streaks aren't as busted, but there are some that definitely do need to be nerfed per usual. Some cons. Unlocking attachments and guns kind of is a nuisance. In order to unlock some guns, you would have to follow what I would say is a tree of what is it called? Like, it's similar to the battle pass. Like, if you want one gun, you're gonna have to unlock a gun at a certain level, and then that gun's cousin will unlock her. It's a weird concept. I understand why some people could like it. However, I miss the days where you could just go level up, and then that's when more guns want to unlock. And that also ties into, yeah, so many other things. It's annoying. Also, maps suck. No other way to put it. The maps suck. Time to kill is super quick in this game. It's ridiculous. And the microtransactions are here, and they are ridiculously priced. There are no reasons why things should be 24,000 or 2,400 Call of Duty points when really they should be like 16. It's kind of stupid. Next up, moving on, Warzone 2.0. It's KDOT is here, moving all my equipment. Warzone 2.0, guys, it's a Warzone. That's it. Like, none much has changed. But okay, but in all honesty, there's been some minor changes. Follow me. You're still trying to get cash, you're still trying to receive your loadout, and you're still trying to frag out while still trying to be the last man standing. From what I have seen, the gulag has changed. Usually now it's 2v2, and there's a new gulag enemy called the Jailer. So what the Jailer does is, if the fight is taking too long between the two teams, the Jailer will come out and try to execute both of the teams, where both of the teams can team up, and if you end up killing the Jailer, then both teams get to leave the gulag. No harm, no foul to anyone but the Jailer, that is. Also, Proximity chat is here, and it's hilarious with the new game mode attached to it called Unhinged. What Unhinged is if you meet an enemy team, you can actually wave at them to try to squad up with them, and yeah, when you squad up, you end up joining this gigantic team, and you team up against the other enemies until it's last man standing, and you all turn on each other at any point. Al Mazrah, which is the map, is just, it feels dry. It feels redundant and repetitive. However, the new swim and water mechanics to Warzone are actually pretty interesting, and I'm glad they added something to kind of spice things up. What else? Oh, and the new micro macro circle thing that they got going on, which is where there's 3 circles, and they're smaller circles that end up forging into one big circle at the end of the game, so everyone can go and kill each other. It's pretty interesting. DMZ, which is just like an additional game mode that feels like a Tarkov copy. It's simple. You load up, go in with your squad, complete contracts just like Warzone, and earn cash just like Warzone, and also look for weapon blueprints to try to evac and get back to your home base and try to, what is it, just earn more weapons and earn more gear and stuff like that. But don't be fooled. Even though you're playing AI in this game mode, they are better than most of the players in this game, and they will end your game and make you super upset. So be ready for that. Be sure you got a good loadout, and yeah, be sure to have fun. Don't let it get to you too bad. There's also an AR that could be unlocked via DMZ, but in order to do that, you would have to kill what's called the chemist, and I would suggest going in with the team so things could just be easier, because it does get annoying. And last but not least, this is the most important part, I think, of the whole review, which would be the story. Look, the story of Modern Warfare 2 is decent. It's decent. Without spoiling much, you get to play with several members of the original Modern Warfare team. You take roles on as mainly Gaz and Soap, with the story being spearheaded with the leadership of Price, and of course, which is probably the most famous Call of Duty character, Ghost. Instead of giving us the base action scenes from like a cutscene perspective, I guess you could say, it tries to fill us in with more immersion in the game. So if a chopper's going down, you're going in to try to save your team. If you get caught up in some sense and like get locked up in a cartel warehouse, then you're going to try to either shoot your way out, or you're going to try to sneak in and kill the boss. And if you want, there's a mission that has several houses that you have to clear. You have a backpack system that allows you to clear those houses via your choice. Very RPG like, if you would say. I think they honestly did a good job with the campaign this year. It's pretty good. Only bad thing is, the reason why I say it's all right is because there's a major plot hole in the middle of the game. Like, okay, Ruben, you don't play Call of Duty?
Not really.
Okay, would you play this Call of Duty, or do you plan on it, I should say?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay,
I'm trying to pretend that I like shooters again.
Right. So there's this one scene.
Wait, chat says no spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil it. There's just one scene where all I'm gonna say is it gets real America. Like, after that, you're just like, yeah, like, oh right, like, I did that. And then a cutscene plays, and then it's like, hey, no. And you're just like, well, what the why? But America, no. That's the best way I can explain it without spoiling it. Maybe next week I can spoil, I don't know. But the story's good. I give it a 7 out of 10. Just a couple side notes. Call of Duty is now a service game, which means there's not going to be a Call of Duty next year. Each Call of Duty is going to last with 2 years long, with updates coming from different studios. So that means right now it's spearheaded from what is it? Infinity Ward. Is it active? Who's in charge of Modern Warfare 2? God, I hope it's Infinity Ward. I hope I'm not tripping. Who is in charge of Modern Warfare 2? Yeah, it's Infinity Ward, and I think the next game is going to be spearheaded by Sledgehammer Games, and it's going to be an add-on to Modern Warfare 2. So you're not going to have to go pay for another Call of Duty. However, you will be paying a damn $70 to $80 price tag because this game is supposed to last you for 2 years long. Once again, $70 to $80. Take everything I say.
Fair.
What? Go for it, Ruben.
To be fair, and I know we'll probably discuss this a little later, but I mean, if it actually lasts the 2 years and you keep getting continuous updates, like a service game, then it might be worth buying, and that's from me.
I'm hoping so, because I also noticed you have to download different sections of the game. So you have to download campaign, that's 34 gigabytes. You have right. You have to download multiplayer, that's 7 gigabytes, and then you have co-op, which I'm not going to cover because I never got to play it yet, and that's 4 to 5 gigabytes within itself. Is a lot of gigabytes. And when I downloaded the campaign, when I downloaded the multiplayer, it said multiplayer pack 1 expected, because map packs, other packs, all that stuff, whatever. That's Call of Duty. But then when I downloaded the campaign, it said campaign pack 1.
Huh?
What do you mean campaign pack 1?
What do you mean 1?
1?
There's only one campaign.
First.
Huh?
Right. So all this, wrap it up, put it in a bow. Everything I just said. I'm giving Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a Yo Invite official 7 out of 10. And I think I talked a lot. I think it's time to open up the floor for our community and my lovely co-host and say that that's the news for the week. Ruben, any feeling on any news that you've seen or we've talked about?
Just because it's the freshest thing, yeah. That news about Call of Duty, actually, I didn't know that they were doing it. I didn't know any of it because I don't follow Call of Duty because I don't play it, so I don't really follow news for it usually. I knew a little bit about it, obviously, because I do a show, but I didn't know it was a service game. I didn't know that they'd finally figured out that bringing a new Call of Duty out every year was a bad idea, because they were just becoming EA Sports and being terrible. So I'm glad that they decided to do that, just because allowing people to actually and especially with the updates and stuff like that being led by different studios, allowing the game to kind of ruminate and kind of have a type of longevity might bring in a better, maybe a bigger fan base. I think that kind of makes it more a little niche to, convince other people to get the game, even if the price tag is a little bit more expensive than it usually be.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this Call of Duty has a lot of hype around it. I can tell because for me, I like having physical copies of games. This year, when I went to go get Call of Duty, I cannot find a physical copy to save my life. I think I went to 6 stores. And of course, you could ask, why didn't I call in to see if the store's hiding? Well, I wanted to go and enjoy myself and look for Christmas gifts as well. But
yeah,
once I got hit with that $80 price tag, you damn straight I did my research. I thought it was just because I got these next gen crossover bundles that come out with these video games now. But it was more than just that. When I see a game is going to full service, it means that you pay for what you want. Pretty much. You pay for the game once, you pay for the online services, and then from there, whatever bundles or packs they drop, you pick what you want. Similar to Fortnite in a sense, which I think was the game, if you will, to spearhead a lot of this.
Yeah, I feel that. I think, I don't know if it was this game news, but I think that they were talking about, this is obviously the beginning stages for Modern Warfare 2, but I believe I heard news that they're going to release, at least 6 more modes.
Jeez.
6 more, 6 more modes for this game.
That's ridiculous. That's exciting, though.
That's... No, and I heard it's getting wild. I don't know what's in there right now, in terms of the names and what they correlate to. Like I know the original stuff, like the like I don't know, you'll probably know like Kill Confirmed or like Team Deathmatch or Hardpoint or things like that, or like the original game modes that they have, right? I'm guessing they're
Correct.
still
Those are
there.
actually the three main game modes that I play. So continue to expose me. Go on.
Yeah. All right. I know that I don't know if they're in there yet, but I know that there were maybe some talks about Gun Game. I don't know if Gun Game's in there originally right now, but if there's not, then I heard that they're going to be bringing Gun Game into the
Sick.
game. Uh, I think they were talking about doing something like kind of like Tarkov ish in the game. I think
That's DMZ, but I think they're gonna
that is
like it's very bare bones right now. So I
yeah.
definitely see where there's room for improvement and addition, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I heard that there might be some updates and things like that. But yeah, I think that like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, as it is right now, is essentially like, hey, I've been gone. I've been kind of a little bit shitty. I'm not gonna lie. I've been a little bit meh for the past couple of years, and all these other FPS games have been trying to take my spot. And Modern Warfare 2 is just like, no, I'm gonna need you to sit the down. I'm top dog, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna take all the things that made y'all good, and I'm gonna put it in this game. They kind of just asserted straight up dominance right now. That's kind of what they're doing right now, especially the state of FPS games before like Battlefield. We don't really talk about Battlefield. uh,
No,
maybe
not no
some.
more.
Yeah, we don't really talk about that.
Siege is no longer
Um,
at its peak.
Yeah, like games that used to be really popular are a little bit waning right now. Like I feel like Apex is waning a little bit. It used to be super popular. Its mechanics, that's kind of dropping off a little bit as it is right now. And I think Modern Warfare 2 is adding something, not quite exactly, but maybe like a third person mode. I think it might be something different, but yeah, but there's like all the incorporation and the kind of willingness for Infinity Ward and the Call of Duty, like the franchise, to take ideas from other games and kind of incorporate them into their own because they understand that all these games are popular for a reason. Why don't we add that to our game to make it popular, get as big of an audience as we can? Um, I think it's good for them, honestly. It's a revival that Call of Duty really needed.
Yes, I agree. Quickly, let's just read off the chat real quick because we do have a lot of people in the chat tonight. So real quick, shout out to the participants so far. We got Miss Melissa, we got Domino, aka Joe, we got Estefan,
We got
aka
Stephen.
Gucci. Shout out to the Cisco Show. Shout out to our boy John
My
coming
boy
through.
John.
Out of boy John. Shout out to you, man. Glad to see you. And yeah, of course we got Ruben in there
Oh
as
man,
well,
wonder who that guy is.
holding it down. But
Sounds
yeah,
like a cool guy.
appreciate you all for coming through. Make sure to leave a like if you can. We greatly appreciate it. Yeah. So really quick, Ruben, your favorite shooter is Apex?
No, stop. No, you suck. No, it ain't that. I don't
Hey,
even own
Gucci
it
said
anymore.
so in the chat. If it's in the chat, it's facts, right?
Wait, hold on.
Oh no. No, there it is. All right, cool, perfect.
No, but
I agree with Gucci where he says,
yeah,
Apex is gradually dying. I agree.
yeah.
It seems like it
Uh,
keeps trying, but
to be fair, Apex on consoles specifically is dying. I believe that Domino could probably attest that mobile Apex is probably thriving a little bit more right now because they're a little bit apparently more innovative than their console counterparts for some reason. I don't understand. I guess
yeah, I don't know. Mobile games, like the mobile version of video games, the communities in there seem to just pop off, and they love their
they
games.
give them all the best idea. They give them all the great new characters, and like, what are the regular console PC Apex players? That was like, why?
Yeah,
Why
dude.
you disrespecting me?
And those mobile players are actually really insanely good at the games that they play. They're
Mm-hmm.
insanely good. Slide cancels, all that stuff. Um,
Good.
I Apex was a good game. It was a good lad. Good lad. But started to fall off strong. Definitely the prices of a lot of these things didn't help either. So there's that.
Yeah, no, certainly not.
Um but yeah, Call of Duty. I'm glad Call of Duty is back. I really enjoyed like some of the campaign missions. Like there's one mission that I just can't I can't keep saying there's one mission because I told myself I'm not gonna spoil anything. Gosh. But yeah.
I know for a fact that Call of like if I do semi enjoy the campaigns. I know everything in Call of Duty has been waning a little bit. Campaigns were okay, but I know for a fact that just like in every Call of Duty, there's this Call of Duty moment, and I feel like everybody knows what that means. Like it's in every Call of Duty campaign. There's a moment. There's a Call of Duty moment where you just understand that it's gonna happen, and usually it involves slow motion, a dramatic explosion.
If I may,
It's,
they switched those Call of Duty moments up this year.
no, did they now?
Like
Oh, really?
there's some slow mo. Like I can tell you there's been some moments where I have been like, all right, cool, here comes the breach with the slow mo and the just mow down the whole room like no one's business. But there's been moments where it's like, all right, all three, 1, 2, boom, and then the whole door just blows up, and I'm just like, oh, I was not.
All right.
All right, I'm on the other side of the room now. Or like I'm just like, all right, slow mo's about to happen here, and it's just like, no, we're gonna keep going fast. It's up to you to keep up, dude. And just like, okay. So yeah, I will say definitely meant for next gen with all the motion blur and the animations and the dude, everything shakes in this game. Everything shakes. Yeah, literally. So you sprint, your gun shakes, you wobble, your sleeve, like there's this weird sleeve wind animation like where it looks like this wind is just blowing through your jacket but you're standing still. I don't know.
You do the stanky leg, all that shit. All of it happens. You just shaking.
Not too many emotes this year. I'm surprised. They might come later, but I don't know.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
But I think the other thing that really interested me, like off of the Call of Duty topic in general, just because I know we've talked about that a little bit. Mandalorian season 3,
which is what I was gonna bring up too. Yep.
Yeah, March 1st, 2023, third season.
I would have thought they would have brought it back more towards February, but seeing them go for March really shows me that they actually wanted to take their time on this project.
Yeah, no, that's certain. I mean, yeah, with the popularity, I can't see why they wouldn't do that. Especially with things that are popular, you can take that extra time to really make it good because people know that the product's going to be worth it. So hey, there's that. But did you see that? You saw the trailer? Did you see the trailer?
I saw the teaser trailer that came out a while ago. I was looking for that trailer that you told me about, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I even went to the Disney Plus and the Star Wars YouTube channel.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I was even on the I was on the Mandalorian Twitter page, and the latest trailer that I saw was the one from like September, I think.
Oh, really? That is
weird. It was really weird, but like you could pick up a lot of the stuff that's not gonna happen, but a lot of the stuff is very noticeable and visible within the trailer. Like I don't know how the story goes because I haven't personally watched the show. But I know I think I seen Cad Bane. Cad Bane was back in the show again, it looks like. Mando looks like of course he's gonna play the dad again, dad role model, but daddy role model. Right. No, you're good. Where does this show go? You know what I'm saying? Like
I think just from the stuff that we figured, I believe that because the trailer tells you a lot. It really does. That original trailer. I think they were talking about going back to where where are they? Jeez. Why can't I remember? I think the rest of the show or at least this season, is going to be focusing mostly on our Mandalorian, Mando, just kind of getting back into the Mandalorian, at least this season. I don't know where we go after that, but I know that they're going to be going back to Mandalore, obviously, because of that whole removing his helmet thing that we saw like in season 2. But yeah, it's kind of like an atonement thing, kind of like what was it? Atonement. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'll probably think about it later on and just blurt it out randomly. But yeah. So I mean, obviously, it's going to take place on Mandalore, and it's going to deal with the atonement aspect. And Grogu's going to be there because he's cute and merch exists. But I think from what I saw, also, and from information that I saw, they what was I think former Mandalorian leader, Bo-Katan, Kryze. I forgot her last name. They're trying to get the Dark Saber. My apologies. Back from Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Right. That was like the end of season 2. Right. He became the leader of the Mandalorians.
I think something like that. Yeah, I remember the Darksaber being a big deal the last season, and him possessing it.
Okay. Because I'll be honest, I haven't really finished up like Mandalorian up to like the current point, so some of this information is a little new to me. To be fair, I didn't know Mando's history, the Child of the Watch, jazz. Spoilers, I guess. But yeah, I guess most of this season is going to be about redemption and kind of bringing back that honor that he lost because he removed his helmet because of those sacred rules that we were talking about. And get to see a cute little Yoda baby. Baby Yoda.
It's weird. I don't know how to ban someone here. Oopsie.
Oopsie poopsie.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright. Joe got it. Alright. Anyway. Yeah. Mandalorian season 3 looks interesting. It looks a lot more. Money was spent in this show. You could tell the fact that they have all those Mandalorian suits is like pretty sick, actually.
Oh yeah.
And
Certain.
You said what?
Nothing.
Also, we here at Yo Invite do not promote what was just on the screen. That was trash. Yeah, but do you think based off this trailer you're gonna continue watching The Mandalorian? Or you're gonna stick with watching your anime?
I mean, I can do both. I can do both.
Unlike some people.
Yeah, I can do both. How's Code Geass coming along?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get on him, Chet. Get on him. Tell him to finish Code Geass.
Sick. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about The Mandalorian before we move on to esports real quick?
No, not at the moment. I mean, I'll probably rewatch it just to keep myself updated. Probably a little bit closer to the day. Probably in like February, I'll like rewatch it just so I'm ready for like season 3 to come out. Like, all right. I know how to binge watch. I'll do it the day before on February 28th. I'll be like, I'm ready. I'll watch all 2 seasons.
Plenty
in a
of
row.
time.
Plenty of time. I have nothing to do that day.
Probably. Probably. You don't even know. What was the last one? Oh, esports.
Esports?
So, I think the one that I'm interested in now, since I'm playing it currently, is the Call of Duty League. I guess you could say my team of choice would be Los Angeles Thieves. That is the 100 Thieves version of the Call of Duty League teams. I didn't know you actually have a second Los Angeles team. The Los Angeles Gorillas. So, anything LA related, I'm hoping the best for both of them. But
Oh.
yeah, it looks like they already started, and I don't know if this was like pre-season, but it looks like the Call of Duty League already started. It started back on December 4th, with the first match being against Toronto Ultra going up against New York Subliners, and it looks like Toronto won. So from there on, it's gone all the way up till December 2nd, and it looks like there's been 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 matches already played. So yeah, 12 matches already played with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 more matches to go. Um, and as far as the major brackets and qualifiers go, it looks like it was broken up into 4 groups with 2, 4, 6, 12, 18, or no. These are a lot of groups. Yeah, no, 4 groups. 4 groups, and I think they'll break the team off into like qualifying rounds, stuff like that. That's why I'm like hesitant to say. Because I could say there's 24 teams, but it also could be those teams get different chances to qualify in different groups.
Yeah.
So who
No,
knows?
I feel it.
But
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty League is back, baby. I do find it
Yes.
interesting that they are on Twitch now.
Yep. Exclusively. I mean, I don't. I mean, I can't say who might have been like in charge of like letting that deal expire so they can move over. For that, between YouTube and Blizzard, I feel like it might have been YouTube, just because you know how Blizzard is. Uh, but
Yes,
hey, but hey,
that's neither here
yeah. I
nor
mean,
there.
yeah, it's neither here nor there. It's a real shame to see them go from YouTube because I know there are a lot of people that don't really go on Twitch. Like there are a lot of people that probably were on Twitch that probably don't go on Twitch as much anymore because of all the controversies that are going on. Maybe to watch, perhaps, but like Twitch has got its own problems they got to deal with. Still, it's a whole different can of worms. Um, did you see the Optic Hits $100,000 Warzone World Classic tournament that's going on?
No, I didn't. I didn't even hear about that. Really? Explain.
Yeah, yeah. So on Twitter, actually, Optic Hits just announced Warzone World Classic. It's actually going to be this weekend, December 6th and 7th. um, so the event will be backed by Team Summertime, the same team responsible for the Black Ops 2 throwback tournament that took place in October this year. And apparently 32 countries will be represented.
You said
It's kind of,
the Warzone World Classic, right?
yep.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
seeing it right
32
here.
countries. Yeah, apparently they're trying to mirror the FIFA World Cup.
That's insane.
Yeah, in terms of like representation. So yeah, it's kind of wild. Um, and while Optic Hits was the one to break the news, there's no sign that it was all related to Optic as an organization. Optic Texas back in November when the game dropped. Optic Texas held the first ever North American Warzone 2.0 tournament, which also had a $100,000 prize. So I mean, the Optic organization is really doing its work to, you know, get that Warzone community and get them into those competitive spaces. And I think that's really cool. Especially since the game like just come out and there's already like tournament. Like we're ready. Um, and kind of maintaining that esports scene for Warzone in general. Um, but other than that stuff I mentioned, like the date, the country, like how many countries might be represented, there's not much else known about the tournament. So all I know is that December 6th and 7th, 32 countries are going to be represented in this Warzone World Classic for $100,000 grand prize. And hmm, oh dang! Apparently on Twitter there were a couple people that are trying to represent their countries. I guess I don't know exactly what the process would be for getting them, but it looks like people like Crim6, Karma, Tommy, Nick Kersner, Apathy, and Slacked were all voicing their opinions to represent their home countries at this tournament. Um, but hey, so those are some of the names you could see. amongst probably many others, some of the best in the world, obviously. Um, and that World Zone class is going to be supported by Boom TV and will be airing in both English and Spanish commentary stream.
That's
So,
fire.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
Considering,
Um,
especially, you said it's gonna be hosted where? Twitch or YouTube?
I believe. Well, so on. I think it's gonna be on Twitch. I think,
See, if it's
or
on
maybe. Well, if it's Boom TV, might be its own specific platform for
right,
something. It might be something completely different.
right. If it does somehow end up on Twitch or even on Boom TV, just having it in Spanish is a really big deal in my opinion. Considering the fact that within the past 3 years, I think for sure we could say safely that the Latin American community, or not even just the Latin American, but the Latino community as a whole, has come into Twitch full force. And I guess what do they call it? Spanish Twitch now, like
Yeah,
Spanish
I
speaking
mean,
only Twitch streamers. Like they own Twitch, dude. Without I'm gonna be honest, without them, you think Twitch is big in America, dude. You haven't seen international Twitch. Like
uh-huh.
Spanish Twitch is a whole nother breed, and they're more famous than the people you think are famous. But yeah, interesting for Call of Duty League. What about any news for more news for League of Legends? Like I know Worlds ended not too long ago.
Uh, yeah. In terms of League of Legends, yeah, there was some stuff that I saw. Um, I know I talked about Bwipo from Team Liquid taking that break. Uh, Cloud9 introduces the LCS and Challengers rosters for next year for 2023. That's something interesting to look at. Uh, Astralis announces their new LEC 2023 roster, especially with the season that they are right now. I think you were going to be seeing a lot of news, especially for League of Legends, for new lineups for next year and stuff like that. Oh, apparently. Oh, wow, actually. Wait, that's wild. Apparently, Riot pulls the plug on Wild Rift's esports in the West. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so obviously, for those that don't know, League of Legends Wild Rift was the mobile version of League of Legends that was released. I think it was like earlier this year. It's not very old, but apparently, yeah, they pulled it in, especially like specifically in the West. So from the information I see right here, it says the first global tournament for the game was in the Horizon Cup that happened in Singapore, and the viewership was about 62,000, 63,000. Um, and while the number was good comparatively to the peak viewerships of some other MOBAs, like its copy spin-off game, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, if we know about the knockoff for League of Legends called Mobile Legends Bang Bang. The viewership for Wild Rift is not even a tenth, or maybe like 16% of total viewership that Mobile Legends Bang Bang had. In 2022, this year, Riot launched the first official esports season for Wild Rift and Global Championship Icons. Several regional leagues fed into the competition, which took place in Singapore again. But the viewership fell actually from that 63,000 to about 54,000. Um, so there was so obviously there was something wrong with the Wild Rift Esports. The community and organization were hoping that Riot might be able to turn things around, but it looks like uh, they haven't been able to do that. So basically, what it looks like is that viewership for Wild Rift here in the West isn't going as smoothly as it should be, and so they decided to pull it from the West and kind of focus on where they are getting the most viewership, which is in Asia, essentially, just sticking it to Asian leagues. So wild is certainly interesting. Uh, a lot of the community is very upset with this decision, and obviously I can see why. I mean, League of Legends, even like Wild Rift is mobile, but it's still League of Legends. Like, I feel like they were trying to like count their chickens before they hatch and kind of just expecting things to like immediately turn into something really popular, and I don't really think that's how some things like that where you got to let it ruminate for a little bit longer, I think. But apparently Riot also doesn't rule out the return for Wild Rift esports in other regions. But apparently the developer said that they'll be opening the doors for third-party tournaments, and that this new format that they have right here will give the community time and runway to grow organically. So kind of, I guess that's kind of a backdoor way of saying, yeah, until it kind of grows to a level that we think that we can come back, we're not going to have competitive play here. Like, so they're kind of waiting for it to like get to a level of real popularity, and then they'll bring it back. It's kind of wild and rude, but okay, sure. What do you think about it?
I just think it's kind of hard for, well, it's hard for me to say anything, to be honest, because one, I don't play League of Legends as much anymore. I used to play Wild Rift more than League of Legends, but I understand where people would be coming from with them being upset, but I also see it as this. Do I want to watch League of Legends, or do I want to watch League of Legends on the phone? And if I'm not mistaken, not Mobile Legends. Ooh, I'm gonna offend people if I say that. Wild Rift is a little more faster with the gameplay as far as like abilities and stuff like that. Correct? Like cooldown times are quicker and
Yeah,
whatnot.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang, I think in terms of pacing is a lot faster than Wild Rift. Yeah, ability cooldowns are a lot faster. And the characters are fine. I mean, obviously they're kind of like knockouts, but you can kind of see there's some originality still in there, and they're still pretty fun to play as. I played both, so yeah.
So it's hard for you to be like, oh, I don't like either or.
You just yeah, no, I like them both.
Yeah. I started off with Mobile Legends just hard, like that was like my first big introduction to a lot of those types of games, MOBAs, I guess you can call them, right?
Yeah, I definitely say that.
So, I forgot the name for a while. That's how long it's been. Yeah, that was my first introduction, so I definitely see where the fan base is from there. The game's been out a lot longer. They do have a lot more content. But yeah, I think that's why they killed them. Like, they took too long. The West doesn't appreciate mobile games as much as more of the market in Asia, and I understand why. They love mobile games. They're not the only market that loves mobile games. I think every mobile game, you could look at each one and see where their fan base like is higher internationally. Like, I know for PUBG, like PUBG Mobile is a really big or popular game in India, and I know that I think it's Call of Duty Mobile is a really big one in like Brazil. And then the last one I know, this one being the biggest, I think this one what is it called? Oh god, why does the name blank me right now? Anyway, there's this other like PUBG like game that is really big internationally. It's bigger than like all of them. Free Fire or Fire Squad or something like that. Free Fire, I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Free Fire.
Yeah, Free Fire is huge international. So, with all that being said, like the market for mobile game tournaments and for mobile games is definitely there, but it is not in the West. And I don't know what we could do to change that. I don't know if there's like maybe like a device that could probably like encourage people to want to play mobile games more. I get tired of holding my phone like this and having to play and slide through and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I see the West as looking at their phone as more as a tool that they use on their day to day. And if they want to play video games, like we have PCs, we are fortunate enough to have Nintendo Switches, Xboxes, PlayStation. So we have our options, but yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's I don't know, man.
Definitely weird.
Yeah.
Definitely weird. I would hope that they bring it back, especially for the fans.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know for a fact that definitely will. They're just waiting for it to get popular. Probably they're using this as a kind of a stepping stone to make it more popular, so that they can bring it back later. But I mean, maybe not the best way to do it. But hey, I don't own a game. I don't own the rights to a game, so I can't say anything.
I have a question.
Yes.
With Valorant now being leaked on the Xbox Store and possibly being coming to the PlayStation as well, would that encourage you to give it more of a try if it's more on the or if it's on the console instead of it being PC, or would you rather play the original version of it on the PC and, get good, as some of the people might say?
Well, I have played it on the PC,
Hmm.
and I just don't like it. I just don't enjoy it. I think the reason for me, I think maybe the reason why I don't like this as much, but I'll play like Overwatch or something like that, is I think for me the simple I think it's the aiming that really messes me up. I feel like it's like if I move an iota, I ain't gonna hit when I'm trying to hit. Like there is like absolutely no, I have to stand completely still, and I am usually not good at like sit still, shoot, then move, like type of thing. I move when I shoot, and I just like aim. I especially on a PC because you have that ability to like for most other games to like aim while you shoot, while you move your cursor around, and that's like the point. But like, and I know it gives a little bit more realism. Like if you're moving, obviously you're not going to hit all your shots because your like movement's going to affect that. But I'm not playing games for realism, my guy. I'm playing games to kill people and have fun. Trying to shoot
I'm not
some.
playing games for realism. I'm playing games to kill people. What?
Ruben 2022.
What? Yo, I'm putting that on my Instagram. That was funny. Oh my god.
No,
Yeah, man. So you wouldn't even give it a try on PlayStation to see the difference, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I played Apex when it came. I mean, I might perhaps. I might come back on even PC maybe, but I mean it'd be far and few between if I ever did that. And the other reason I'd still probably have it is just because I have more room in my PC than I do on my PlayStation. Uh, but yeah, I guess.
Now I know they.
But
Oh, go for it.
oh no, you do your thing because I actually have a fun segue for this.
I was just gonna say I know they probably won't do it, and I'll make this quick. But Riot, like I said, I know you probably won't do it because you know better. You're smart. You're good people over there.
You good people.
Do not, I repeat, do not hit that crossplay switch. Do not hit that crossplay switch when you
We're
drop
not do it.
Valorant on Xbox and or PlayStation or both. Don't do it. Let them crossplay each other. They can play each other.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
not put the PC players with the PlayStation and Xbox player. Unless you want your game to die really quickly on that side and continue to strive in PC or convert players from PC or from Xbox and PlayStation to PC, don't do it. Listen, these kids got families.
For
They
real.
they they hop on the game to enjoy themselves. Valorant's not for fun.
It is not.
Don't do it
It's
to
for
them.
it's for shooting people.
Like, imagine you're 12 years old, you just get home from finals, it's about to be Christmas break, you
Mm,
load up your new Valorant game,
mm,
and you get put in the game
mm.
with someone like Rico or Ricky Tan, and they just dominate you, and they go 30-5, and they just destroy you and make you feel belittled.
It'll be like, hey, yo, check out this angle. Like, I set this angle like 30 minutes ago. I just learned this. We'll try it
John's
out on this kid.
John says in the chat, I can smell the toxicity. Hey
Oh,
man,
yeah.
as someone who also, I think all three of us here are all not Valorant people, Riot gamers in some way, shape, or form or game, yeah, we
Yeah.
know how it could get. Don't do it. Uh, but yeah, Ruben, it's handed off to you. You said you had something to say about this stuff.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. There was actually an article here specifically for Valorant about, and I feel like you can give a little bit more insight about this. So it's about Harbor, your favorite character. No, I'm just kidding. No one's favorite
Yeah.
character.
I was about to say, said nobody.
For real. Yeah, it's actually an article about whether Harbor has flopped as a controller in the current Valorant meta.
Yes.
And what that should be actually is, has Harbor flopped as a controller in Valorant? Just in Valorant. Not even the meta, just in Valorant.
Yes.
And the answer is still yes.
Look, Harbor is a cool character, like design wise, but I don't know. You said controller, right? He's a controller.
Well, that's what it says on the article, man. I
haven't played Valorant in about a month. I took a break. For one, I didn't have enough space in my PC because I'm too busy trying to put on a good show at Yo Invite on all social media platforms. YouTube.com/Yo Invite.
Me too.
Yeah, so it takes like I just don't have enough space for Valorant because of YouTube.com/Yo Invite. So, you know, I can't remember too well, but from my time playing Valorant at the time, yeah, he's not on the top tier edges of controllers. I mean, when it comes to controllers, it's all about dominating the point and literally controlling the area and locking things down. As a controller, you want to make sure you have everything under what? Control. That's what the freaking name stands for. So, someone like Harbor who is like, I'm going to put this wave up.
I like water.
Yeah, I like water. Like, you put a wave up, and someone just walks through it, and it's just like, I'm wet now, and it doesn't pause. It doesn't really do much to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just dizzies them out a bit, and I think even his ultimate gives them a slight concussion. But that's if you've played Valorant long enough, you could work through a little bit of a daze, as compared to someone like Viper. She's nuts.
Oh yeah. In the article, apparently Harbor is supposed to come as a substitute for Viper. I've only watched you guys play Valorant sometimes, and I know that is not how that's gonna work. That is not how that works. There ain't no way.
I ain't never heard anybody who plays Viper switch it up and be like, you know what, today's a good day to play Harbor. No, we're playing Viper. Get it together.
Today's a good day to switch to my other main, Harbor.
Yeah.
Just like
what?
Viper.
No, we're not doing that.
Stop, please.
Oh, I did see this thing with Valorant too, though. I did read something the other day. I don't know how true it is. Apparently, they're having this new lock agent system that's going to be coming to the game. Insta-lock system that's going to be coming to the game, where if you insta-lock or lock in a character 3 times in a row, 3 games in a row, you'll have that character locked for a total of 24 hours, and it'll force you to play someone else. Now, I'm pretty sure there's ways to get around that by, like you said, okay, switching to Harbor now, 1 game in between your 3 games. So after 2 games, switch it up. But for 20,
I don't think anybody was gonna switch between Viper and then go to Harbor. I'd go to literally anybody else.
But even if like you switch to someone else, 24. If you don't switch to someone else, 24 hours is a long ass time to not be able to play a certain character, dude. In a character based game, like I understand, I think there's 20 agents, 21 I think altogether. I haven't counted in a while, but if I want to play Sova, I'm gonna play Sova. If I want to play Phoenix, I'm gonna play Phoenix. But
I really don't get that either, because like, don't you have to like purchase every individual, right?
Nah, so what happens is, that's the good thing about Valorant. Like, when it comes to the agents, most of them are free. But they bring back that old school feel of, all right, you want the agent, you got to play for him. So what they'll have is these agent contracts. You go to the agent, you select open contract. When you open your contract, it gives you a certain amount of XP you got to reach. I think it's like like each tier of XP is a different amount, so it'll be like 6 tiers, and it'll go from the first tier is 10,000 XP you gotta reach, all the way up to the sixth tier being 60,000 XP you gotta reach. So, it gives you an incentive. Like, if you really want to play this character, you have to freaking grind for him. So
Yeah.
everything counts: plants, kills, everything. So yeah, like I enjoy the way they do that. It doesn't, like, I know you could pay your way towards more of the agents so it could be faster, but I mean, I ain't signed a T1 or optic or no shit like that. Like, I ain't got no money. I'm a I'm gonna play for these characters. It's a free game. What you mean? They already got me paying like $50 for a skin. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've seen the night market. Anyways.
Night market come in clutch.
It definitely comes.
Sometimes.
Pause. What? Yeah, but yeah, definitely a lot of lose in the esports world going on right now. Obviously, it's the end of the year, so we'll probably see a lot more stuff at the beginning of next year. But I'm ready to see what's going on next.
Yeah, I think like, if I'm not mistaken, Valorant has kickoff tournaments next year, starting, let's see. Kickoff tournaments will start internationally in San Pablo, Brazil. Or excuse me, Sao Paulo. I'm freaking uncultured. And then you have more international leagues with American League players, EMEA League players, which the American League players will play in Los Angeles. The EMEA players will play in Berlin, and the Pacific League players will play in Seoul. That's sick. That's gonna be lit. Could you imagine going to Seoul just to play a video game? That's a dream, dude.
For real.
But yeah, esports not going anywhere. It looks like.
Nope.
No, we made it.
We made it.
Hey, and make sure to go ahead and tune into the Call of Duty League's Twitch so you can actually catch some of their live games and live matches. You got till December 9th. That's when the last match is, until I guess finals kick in, or qualifier or quarterfinals kick in, or whatever. The matches start, and it looks like around 12. So from the afternoon and onward. Yeah, 12 p.m. all the way up till 4 p.m. every day. 4:30 p.m. every day.
Good to know.
Yes, sir. All the way up to December, 11th, not 9th, 11th.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, Ruben, do you have anything to say about any more of these topics?
Not any more of these topics.
Right. So, I guess with that being said, I think before we end the show, I wanted to do this little thing where we actually talk about any new thing that we're doing as far as like geek culture, or anything we've tried that's new in geek culture, anything like that we wanted to share with the chat. Did you have anything that you wanted to share before I get into my stuff?
I mean, just in general, obviously today is Sunday. Football goes on. Congrats to both of our teams this week. And I honestly, as we were doing our podcast beginning, the last game of the day was on, and boy, it's a doozy. I'm looking at the box score right now. Dallas beat Indianapolis 54-19. Football is wild this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. Football is very wild. But everybody watching football, hopes your teams won. Unless you're going against Minnesota, then I hope your team lost. And other than that, some other stuff I'm doing around. I'm playing more Overwatch competitively. The season ends tomorrow. They're going to reset, do the one-day reset before their Season 2 starts in December 6th. So if you're playing competitive Overwatch, this will be your last day to get any of those last-minute rank ups before you are reset for tomorrow to reset for season 2. And just in general, I guess, for the people going to, because I'm going there, for the people that are going to Cal State Long Beach, or anybody in school right now, but specifically, I guess, because I go to Cal State Long Beach, or anyone at LBCC, I know this is around time for finals. Just know that, there's only a couple weeks left. You can do it. We believe in you here at Yo Invite, and things will be fine. Don't pressure yourself too much. Take some deep breaths. Things will be fine. But that's all the stuff I have in general to say.
Sick. With that, I would also like to say, continuing off where he left off, like he said, it's finals week. So if you do got those finals, push through. If you already finished your final, just pray. Hopefully you get the score that you wanted. I also want to remind everyone who's going into college, or maybe is continuing college, returning to college, that college is not a race. Do things at your own pace, but just make sure you do them. Look, we all want to be successful and we all want to get things done, but sometimes it just takes people a little longer. So just a friendly reminder, if you live in our local area of Long Beach, California, you can go ahead and sign up for CSULB classes. Did the registration for winter semester already open?
Yeah, registration for winter classes. Yeah, I apologize, I didn't mention. Yeah, I didn't. So winter session, you can sign up for classes already. Winter session should be starting on the 9th, not the 19th, beginning of January. I think it might be like January 3rd or something like that for winter session. And you can also sign up for spring semester. Spring semester should be starting early February, I believe. And you can sign up for that starting right now for incoming students that have already gone through all the acceptance things and go to campus and turn in all their information and stuff like that. You should be able to sign up for classes right now. So, and that'll be on the Cal State Long Beach website, which will redirect you to your single student sign-on for all that information. So.
And for those of you who go to Long Beach City College like me, you can also register for your winter session. You already had time to register if you saw it or noticed it Monday, November 13th, or sometime before then, all the way up to Tuesday, December 19th. So you still have time. If you want to register, go register right now for winter session. And then you'll have another period of time during our winter break, quote unquote, Thursday, December 21st through Sunday, December 31st. And yeah, from there you'll be able to get into your classes, and hopefully you get the classes you need. As far as spring session goes, I'm still getting my information on that because that's the one I'm currently trying to attend. So once I get more information on that, I'll be sure to pass it along to the Yo Invite page, especially on Instagram. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But moving on from the college stuff, I currently, as far as geek and nerd culture goes, I'm almost done with Cyberpunk. I'm going to be one of the very few people that have probably completed Cyberpunk on the PS4, and I'm happy to say that because I'm a dedicated fan of something now, and I do finish things. Also, I'm getting back into Code Geass, like Ruben said. It was just a matter of time and actually realizing, hey, I just need to sit down and watch anime. It's pretty simple. But from there, I want to be able to watch more anime and kind of get into some anime that I never thought I would watch. I'm really looking forward to watching one thing on my list called Fire Squad. Fire Squad, from what I heard, I don't know if it's true, Ruben. You could probably confirm or deny, but I've heard rumors that it is a prequel to Soul Eater, and Soul Eater was actually the first anime that I ever watched. I was told and recommended to watch it, and it was the first anime I ever watched, and I loved it. I don't know if it's true, like I said, but hey, man, sounds fire. No pun intended.
Well, I'm certainly not going to confirm it for you, but
yeah.
I will neither confirm nor deny any allegations against any anime.
I respect that. So, yeah, with that, you see this book in my hand. This book is actually a book that I'm going to be starting to read this week. I kind of go back to back, like from week to week with like books now. A lot of people may look at me and be like, "That nigga don't read books," but I actually do. I don't just sit here and like try to read mangas or like the back of my video game covers. This one that I'm gonna be reading this week is called Muhammad Ali, the Greatest: My Own Story. This one actually goes through the trials and tribulations of Muhammad Ali and his experience being a heavyweight champion, his experiences within the Nation of Islam, and his experiences just being a man and being a young man in a young black man in a racist society. What's up?
Sorry, I said young man.
No, straight up.
Everybody.
And also, I can't like grab it right now, but the book I was also reading before that is another Muhammad Ali book, but it's a Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X book. It's called Blood Brothers, and it pretty much follows the story of the friendship of Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X and their time together, and where their friendship was really great and what made their friendship go really sour. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. But yeah, we just want to push like some new stuff on Yo Invite. I know it's like a lot of geek and nerd culture things, but we don't really get to share what we're doing too much, just what the news is. And yeah, also remind our nerds to lock in when it's time to lock in when it comes to college and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I guess with all that being said, that's all we have for this week's episode. Unless, Ruben, do you have anything else to say?
Not particularly.
Yeah. So with all that being said, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at YoInvite, youtube.com/YoInvite, twitch.tv/YoInvite. Twitter, you can find us at YoInvite in the search bar, Instagram at YoInvite in the search bar, and make sure to search up Yo Invite Podcast on TikTok to see us on TikTok. Look, we appreciate all of you. We are grateful for you all sticking in through this hour-and-a-half long podcast. We love you all. We respect you all. Thank you all for tuning in every week. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to follow, screenshot, share on your Instagram, share on your platforms. And yeah, much love. I had a great show. I enjoyed my time. Ruben, I hope you enjoyed your time. It was really great seeing the chat interact. It's always great having these conversations with you. But I think we've talked a lot tonight.
I like it. That's fine.
Sweet. All right. Well, with that being said, my name is Ryu. Thank you for tuning in to Yo Invite. And as always, Ruben, you know what to do.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. What did the custodian say when he jumped out of the closet?
I don't.
Supplies. Good night, everybody.
What?
Supplies.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. We'll see y'all next week. Take it easy, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.